think it's pretty obvious that whatever happened in this Ninjala episode of the anime, episode 13, it's gonna have repercussions going into future episodes, and we all know it's going to, in more ways than one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there, CAJ Man 777 here, and welcome back to another Ninjala anime episode discussion. This is episode 13, where obviously all our 8 main characters were playing a little bit of cops and robbers, only to be interrupted in the episode by the space ninja themselves. So how does the episode stack up to the other ones? It's not that bad, really. I liked it more than the last episode, and obviously, as I said already, this episode's gonna have repercussions going into the future of the Ninjala animated series. So let's get to talking about it and talk about all the things that made this episode super good. So I want to point out that the first thing we get in this episode is something we haven't seen in a while, and that is, of course, the WNA Council. Now, of course, we haven't gotten to see the WNA Council meet up for a very long time. In fact, it's been so long that they haven't even clicked the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, so, you know, there's always that. But the biggest thing with the WNA Council going forward is that they seem to have seen the events of the previous episode. And they saw the events, so meaning they either had cameras somewhere set up or this was already a WNA training facility for a very long time. And they're watching the Space Ninja kind of attack all their students, and the concern falls on the council that, okay, what if our students can't be protected? I think it's important that we call off the training. And it's a very interesting argument that a lot of the members of the council bring up. It's like, man, for the safety of our students, we gotta find out what these things are. Until Alan of the Oniwabanshu, which we know already has some ulterior motives, decides to say, no, we cannot interrupt our curriculum for the students themselves. Next time something like this happens, we're going to send in a squad to capture the Space Ninja. And it's a very interesting conversation. I just want to let the whole scene play because it really gets your mind going in the rest of this episode about what the heck are they doing. Do the Oniwabanshu and Alan now have more motives than just one?
食べないの？
どうにも消せない。ロンとジェーンは僕ら2人についていろいろと把握しているようだった。
もし抹殺に来るつもりならいくらでもチャンスはあったはずよね。
そこなんだよ。なのに僕らの命を助けるようなことをしてみたり。
二面性ってやつ？厄介ね。
Oh, that's a great analogy.
未確認生物としか呼称しようがありませんが、もしかすると今後また出現する恐れがあるかと。まさかそんなことが。
その可能性はゼロとは言えませんね。生徒たちが危険にさらされた以上、野外訓練は当面控えるべきかと。
私は反対です。
Of course.
WNA アカデミーの目的は有能な忍者を育成することのはず。こんなわけのわからない生物に左右されていてはカリキュラムが停止してしまう。
それも一理ありますね。
じゃあ何か具体的な策はあるのか？
教師の監視はもとよりオニアバンシュラによる警備をほう。かつ、もしまた生徒が遭遇した場合、直ちに捕獲隊を差し向ける。それでどうでしょうか？
なるほど、明暗ですね。
Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy! I can't believe they went along with that. So, of course, Alan is going to get his way, and next time the Space Ninjas show up, the Oniwabanshu are going to be sent in to capture it. Which leads us to, obviously, the scenario we see today, with all of our 8 characters being dropped back into the main jungle to do some more training, and this time the training is going to be in the form of a little game known as Cops and Robbers, or as Bruce likes to put it,
前回のかくれんぼに続いて今日はさらに実践的な訓練よ。
題してポリスになってギャングを捕まえろゲーム。
そのまんまのネーミングね。
Wow, that's not the most creative of names, now is it, ladies and gentlemen? That is, we know it as Cops and Robbers today, but it seems like they are going to be going through with continuing the outdoor training. And we do get to see that. Obviously, some people are not as excited, other people are very excited, and they all want to be the cop right at the beginning. It doesn't matter whether they're a kid or an adult kid. They all want to be the robber, or they all want to be the cop just for fun. So Kappa suggests, oh yeah, we could do a ladder lottery, and then doesn't remember what it is.
ポリスをやりたい者はキャーシ
俺もミーもギャングなんかギッタギタのボックあんたそれギャングの方が向いてない？
俺はどっちでもいい。
じゃあどうやってポリス2名を決めようかしら。
Of course.
じゃあ阿弥陀くじで決めるってのはどう？阿弥陀くじ？ What？ 阿弥陀くじってのはこんな風にはしごみたいな線があってこれがくじになるの？なんだっけ？
So what do they do after that? Well, they play a giant game of rock, paper, scissors. And of course, Cappe, thinking ahead, outsmarts everybody and does become the first cop by faking everybody out in a game of rock, paper, scissors. And the second person that ends up becoming the cop is going to be Emma, and I think the scene's cute. Nothing really special here. It's just kind of setting up where our characters are going to be, kind of setting up the setting, kind of setting up the mood. So obviously, they start playing cops and robbers, and they all split up. And I think before that, though, there's a little fun thing with all the cops and robbers. They're like, there's a little banter going on between the two of them, even if you're an adult or even if you're an adult, a kid. There's some really funny banter that goes on in the scene. I think it's a cute scene.
ということで正義に燃えるポリスティーム VS 超凶悪なギャングティーム
いいか貴様らこのカッペイ警部が全員しょっぴいてやるからな
This is not gonna go well for Cafe, I don't think.
Hey! ユウたちはびこる悪は絶対許さないよみんな役に入りきるタイプね
As the game begins, obviously everybody splits up into their own teams. Now, Emma, being one of the cops, is pulling out her Matsuri board, which is her skateboard, which is the weapon she is most known for in renders of Ninjala. It's usually her holding a skateboard, which I think is really neat. But it turns out that Emma is using her super hearing to find the location of a lot of people. So, obviously, the first scene that we see is Burton and Berecca, yet again, hiding up in a tree, similar to how they did a few episodes ago when they were initially back in this jungle. And lo and behold, using Emma's super hearing ability, Emma is able to not only hear Burton and Berecca, but does a very stylish and flashy way to get up the tree.
余分なエネルギーは使わずに時間までやり過ごすこれが大人の戦略ってやつさ
明暗ねこの声は
ああ蚊だもう2箇所も食われてる
バートンとベレッカねんなんでわかるのさっきはなんで場所がバレたのかしら
え聞こえてるのベレッカもしかしたらエマは聴覚が鋭すぎるのかもしれない
なんか地獄耳なのね誰が地獄耳だって
え
At least they're having fun with it. Funny, but then we get, I think, the super comedic bit in this scene where, Emma slowly stalks and she walks by. And all you arachnophobes out there would probably hate this, but as, of course, Burton and Berecca are, being really sneaky, coming out from a bush, giant spider lands on Berecca's head, and Berecca's freaking the heck out. She's like, so Burton, being the guy, trying to save both their skins, covers Berecca's mouth so Berecca doesn't scream. That is a big spider. I know it's a cute little cartoony drawn spider. I would not want a spider that big landing on me. I don't think anyone would. I think it's genuinely terrifying. It's sitting on Berecca's hair, and you can tell she's physically freaked out by this thing. And you might think, oh yeah, they're gonna get away fine. And the spider scene, okay, yeah, they managed to stop that until Burton steps on a stick. And Emma's superhuman hearing, boom, returns, captures Berecca. Berecca's out of the game because she gets tagged. So Berecca's the first one to get captured. Then we get a really funny scene with Kappei and Van is using the good old ninja technique that you often see in movies where they're using like the bamboo stick sitting in the water to obviously breathe through the little tube of bamboo. But Kappei, kind of smart for this, plugs the hole, and Van is forced to come up. I like that I love that Emma's actually tapping into her power more than she used to. She's too loud. He's too loud. They're having fun with this! Animators having fun again! So, you know, Van gets away easily, and then you go right into the next scene, and apparently, Ron doesn't care. Ron is just chilling, not doing anything, and, he's just sitting on a log. He's not taking anything seriously. You know, he's very cold, very stoic at times. It's how his character is. He's not one to, like, open up very easily. So, you know, he's just chilling. He's not even hiding. He's not doing anything. So here comes Emma and Kappei. Emma holding Kappei in the gumshoe form from the trick ball. Emma riding toward Ron, and Ron is just wondering what the heck is going on. Ron goes, "What are you wearing?" Referring to Kappei specifically because Van turned him into a pile of poo with the trick ball, basically. And Emma just yeets Kappei at Ron, knocks him off the log, and Ron is just... And Ron gets captured. I don't know, it's really funny. And of course they cut over to Bruce and Amy going, "Oh yeah, Ron, you need to take this way more seriously." Ron doesn't care. He's already had ninja training. We've been over this in the last few episodes, but Ron already worked for the Oniwabanshu in time. Lucy then, they cut over to, like, they just show every characters here. This is, like, kind of like a setup for the entirety of the episode, really. It's not the main point of the episode. This is just all the little fun moments, really. So, Lucy comes out of hiding, and Emma goes, "Why'd you come out of hiding? I'm going after you." And Lucy goes, "Oh, no, I'm not the one that's being chased. I'm the one being the hunter." And she pulls out a scrap saber and absolutely, you know, smacks Emma straight into the tree. Ron's not taking it seriously at all because he's already had a lot of training. Why are they just letting him do that? Then we get, I think, what would have been a really important scene if it doesn't get overshadowed by the fact that the Space Ninjas show up later in the scene, or Van kind of comes to interrupt the scene. But of course, these questions aren't going to get answered in the preview for the next episode. They most likely will get answered, and we'll talk about that at the end. But with the two members of the main 8 that have been captured being Berecca and Ron, Berecca tries to get Ron to open up a little bit about how much he really knows. Ask the question. Do it!
ねえロン、この忍者ガムってすっごいわよね。
そうだな。
こんなものができちゃうなんてさ、相当な技術だと思わない？
ああ、
一体どうやって作ったのかしら。
さあな。お前はどう思うんだ？
質問返し食えないやつ。
So the fact that they've been trying to ask these questions and we haven't gotten answers yet is driving me crazy. Because we want to know more. We want to know if those four are going to team up with Gen Ryusai. We want to know what the future holds for our, you know, the cast of characters that were adults before they were turned into kids. We want to know what are they going to do against the Oniwabanshu? What are they going to do when they fully team up? We don't know. And that's, it's kind of disappointing, really. But maybe we'll get some more answers next episode, like I said. The next episode preview has kind of Burton kind of going off on his own. I'm assuming he's, like, secretly planning something with Ron kind of thing, to get some information. So maybe we'll get that, and that is in the next episode preview, and we can talk about that a little bit as we go forward. So we cut back to Berecca and Ron trying to ask questions to each other again. And Van goes, and Van unfortunately tries to come save them. As Berecca was about to ask, can I just come out and say it? I want to know what you two are planning, kind of thing. And Berecca was going to say that. Van shows up. And so do the Space Ninja. And this is where the bulk of the episode comes in. Because unlike the last episode where we encountered the Space Ninja, these Space Ninja are a completely different breed. In fact, they seem a little bit smarter than the blue Space Ninja that we saw in the previous episode. It seems like they have not only more skill, but also overall more intelligence.
ねえ、この際だからズバリ聞いてもいいかしら。あんたたちの目的は何なの？
She asked the question.
今釈放してやっかんな。もう別にこのままでいいわよ。何よ。
Here we go.
なんだ。ミミラン。なんだよこいつ。
おい見ろ。
あれは一体。
緊急事態発生だ。全員その場を動くな。絶対牢屋には戻っちゃいかんぞ。
ブルース先生。
あ、何かあったのかしら。What happened? なんだ。
エイミー、WNA 本部に連絡を頼む。俺は先にあそこへ行って。
Oh boy. Which makes me think that that there is some form of hierarchy in the Space Ninjas actual like ranking. I don't know how they're actually ranked, but it seems like there's a hierarchy with the blue ones being like the lowest of the low, the green ones kind of being a little higher up there, and they get, you know, I guess that maybe they get bigger and stronger as they go. I don't know the exact hierarchy, but it's very interesting to see that these Space Ninja act similarly, but also quite different to the blue Space Ninja that we saw in the last episode. But obviously, as the Space Ninjas show up here in this scene, Bruce and Amy immediately get in contact with WNA HQ. Yo, we gonna get to see Bruce in action? Come on!
WNA 本部、応答願います。
何？また出現しただと？
生徒たちの安全確保が最優先です。直ちに捕獲隊を派遣します。
なんじゃと。どうしたんじゃガムッチ。
Doing it again.
なんじゃ、あの時も。バートンたちが未確認生物に遭遇した時じゃった。
He's catching on. So Alan goes, they showed up again. All right, we'll send the squad. And I'm assuming it's a conversation going on between Amy and, like, Gen Ryusai first, and then Gen Ryusai calls Luke, and then Luke calls Alan kind of thing. Based on what they say, it's kind of inferred to be that. So Luke goes, our student safety is top priority. Send out the capture squad immediately. He's definitely talking to Alan in this scene. But when they cut to Gen Ryusai, of course, Gumchi's doing that dance again. And now Gen Ryusai's starting to catch on a little bit. He wasn't sure about the first couple times this happened, but now he's almost positive. He goes, wait, the last time this happened, they showed up. So, I might be right. I might be onto something when I talk about this is how they learn about where the Space Ninja are, and this is how, like, story mode chapter 1 in the actual game happens, where it's like Gumshoe goes ballistic, and it's like, uh-oh, okay, Space Ninja are back, I gotta send out people. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that I was right in that. So Genryusai, a very smart and wise man, obviously caught on. It took him a while, but he did catch on. Of course, our main cast isn't going to listen, and they are, of course, going to come and confront the Space Ninja themselves, as they want a little bit of revenge. Now, of course, we already saw that there were 3 of them here in the scene, and obviously, Lucy wants a little bit of payback from last time, and Burton comes out last, and he goes, they wouldn't listen. But we cut back to the cage, and the Space Ninjas seem to be taunting Berecca and Ron in the cage before they start bashing it into pieces, and I don't exactly know why, but Ron's got his hammer in the cage, and the cage, they're banging against the cage. They're trying to get in, and Berecca and Ron aren't sure why they're attacking him. Van tries to pull out a trick ball, and he doesn't get anything good, and of course, then Bruce shows up. Ron pulled out the hammer in the cage.
おいやめんか離れていろバン
Oh, come on, I wanted to see more of it than just stills.
こら来るんじゃない
オイラたちも戦う。
何
やばいよこいつら。
I was a little disappointed at first that we got some stills, but Bruce taking up some action. We finally get to see Bruce in, some motion. I was wondering if we were going to get to see the adult characters more in, like, the adult characters that are, like, actually adults. They're not, like, kid form adults. Really do some, really have a good part of the story. And I'm kind of happy they did this with Bruce. And I know we established Bruce's backstory last. We didn't get too much of Amy here. She's kind of almost like a support role to Bruce, I would think. But in this scene, we also get to see how powerful the Space Ninja really are, as one of them shoots off a gum bubble that literally breaks an entire tree in half. If you got hit by one of those things, you would probably die. Depending on how big the tree was, of course. It looks pretty big from the shot they have it, but no, these upper rank Space Ninja, or these higher rank Space Ninjas, seem to be a lot stronger than the others. They are no joke, and they made that very clear with breaking the tree, as Bruce was able to dodge it. So Van smartly frees Berecca and Ron, and Amy comes by and goes, "We got orders from WNA headquarters. You all are to stand down while we handle this situation." And obviously Bruce goes after the Space Ninja, but of course that doesn't go well.
やってるのはあなたたち。たった今、WNA 本部から命令が下されました。生徒全員安全な場所にて待機。現在捕獲隊がこちらへ急行中。奴らを捕らえます。
The Oniwabanshu are coming, I think, just for more than them.
返事は？はい。分かったら早く行きなさい。
貴様らの相手は俺だ
There we go. Literally sucker punching and absolute kicking the crap out of Bruce.
大丈夫？消えた？奴らまるで忍者みたいだ。
Someone in my comment section in the last episode mentioned that the power of Shinobi initially comes from the Space Ninja, and the possibility of the Space Ninja coming back means they want to reclaim the power of Shinobi because they think it's corrupt or something like that, or they just are back to cause trouble. I forget the commenter's name, but you put like a whole they put like a whole paragraph in my comment section on the last video about the whole situation behind that, and I appreciate them doing that because it's such a interesting story if all of that is right. Which seems like it is. It seems like the Space Ninja were the ones who initially had the power of Shinobi and ended up giving it to the people, and that's why the Ninja Bloodline started, and then Gumshoe came to Earth, and then more Ninja Bloodlines continued and stuff like that. So I guess that might be the true reason of the power of Shinobi in the Ninjala universe, but I think either way, it's neat. Like I said, these ones seem smarter. These ones seem more... They seem more active. They seem to know how to deal with people a little bit more. And we see that very quickly as they are able to take out Cafe and Van pretty quickly. Lucy and Emma then try fighting the Space Ninja, but Lucy gets grabbed pretty much from behind and gets spun around and thrown into space.
俺が相手になってやる
Okay?
やめとけって動くなって言われただろおい待てよ僕の先生たちを
The more they show up, the more I get more intrigued.
危ないから早く逃げなさい
こうなったら僕らでやるしかない。
へいへいこのゼリー野郎たちかかってきな
Trying to get the ninja gun from Lucy, most likely. Then you have Jane, Van, and, of course, Cappe trying to deal with another one of these green space ninja. And Jane manages to get some damage on one of them, hitting them, wrapping them up with a yo-yo. But, unfortunately, Jane gets hit from behind, knocking out her other piece of ninja gum. Remember, both of the students were provided with 2 pieces of ninja gum at the very beginning of this episode for this exercise. So, Space Ninja ambushes Jane from behind and knocks out the piece of her ninja gum, which another Space Ninja grabs in their mouth. And initially, you'd think they would eat it. Initially, you would think the Space Ninja eats it as it starts bouncing up and down, but no, it actually does not eat it. It seems like this Space Ninja has more inherent powers of, like, just Shinobi in general, because these ones don't consume the ninja gum. They end up just keeping the ninja gum, and they're kind of just trying to keep it away from everybody else. So Cappe tries to pursue with the drill, digs underground, and he's going for a long ride. We'll see Cappe in a little bit. But now all 3 of the Space Ninjas show up around Van, and they start playing keep away with the ninja gum that they just knocked out of Jane's hand, or they just knocked out of Jane's gi. They're all just getting owned as they did the first time, they did the second time, they're passing the ninja gum around. What? These ones just seem more intelligent than the other ones.
シティーローの番だ覚えとけ
What an interesting idea that these Space Ninja don't necessarily need the ninja gum to power themselves up, which seems like the lesser Space Ninja, the blue ones that we saw in the last episode, were consuming the ninja gum to gain power. Do the Space Ninja, if they consume the ninja gum, evolve into the stronger forms? I don't know. It's an interesting idea to really think about going forward. But obviously, they're trying to tease Van. It seems like the Space Ninja also kind of like have this immaturity factor, I guess you could say, or like this kid energy to them as well. They have like the energy of a younger kid, or like a preteen or a mid-teen kind of kid in the way they act toward the main 8 characters. I don't know if that's just inherent for the animation or if that's actually part of their personality, but it seems like they also like to play quote-unquote games. So obviously they try and play keep away with Van, and Van obviously was pretty much ready for that. You get a pretty cool shot of Van just kind of tossing the gum to the side. It's really neat. So then one of the Space Ninja tries to go for Burton, and Burton, you know, does his best to keep the Space Ninja at bay, but the Space Ninja avoids it, and all of a sudden Kappa comes out of the ground. This not only shocks Burton and the Space Ninja, but then Kappa realizes, oh, there's a Space Ninja shock behind me, and just drills it. So that's one of the 3 Space Ninja down. Then they come up with a plan to try and capture one of them, because they know that Burton remembers, hey, they're sending the Oniwabanshu to capture the Space Ninja, right? So here's a plan. And they try and surround one of the Space Ninja. Emma obviously cuts it off with the skateboard. Ron then starts to play whack-a-mole, and they eventually get it pretty close to the cage, but remember Lucy who got thrown away earlier? Yeah, she's kind of angry, and you get the whole anime fade to black. I'm slashing the screen, and they take out the second of the 3 green Space Ninja. So that, of course, only leaves the 1 Space Ninja left. Big hammer! Oh. He's trying to play whack-a-mole with it, though. Pushing back.
あと一歩だ。え、
さっきはずいぶん舐めてくれたね。ルーシー、ストップ。クラッシュゼリーにしてやるよ。赤い大まくりとバチだよ。
あ、おい、やりすぎよあんた。
And just in time for Bruce, Amy, and the Oniwabanshu to show up and obviously pretty much save the rest of the day, as two members of the Oniwabanshu manage to not only corral but capture this green space ninja. But the last scene we get in this episode is at the headquarters of the WNA. Once again, it's got the fan on top of the building. We know it's the headquarters of the WNA. And inside, the WNA Council has this space ninja trapped in some sort of stasis chamber. You get a good look at the space ninja trapped in the chamber, and one last shot of Genryusai staring directly at Alan. And what an idea, because let's talk about Alan and his motivations a little bit, because we already know that Alan is after Burton and Berecca for all the data they know, and they think Ron and Jane are also... Alan also thinks Ron and Jane are dead because of the explosion that supposedly took them out. So Alan's motivations kind of lie in, you know, rising to power in the WNA, taking over the WNA as we already know. And I think the reason Genryusai is so suspicious here is because Alan is the one who brought up, we need to capture the Space Ninja. I'm starting to think that Alan's motivations with the Oniwabanshu to rise to power are going to involve the Space Ninja in more ways than one, as well as the Oniwabanshu. So Alan's research into the Space Ninja is going to further his motives to take over the, of course, WNA. So we already knew Alan is a little bit of a sleazebag. And it's going to be interesting to see how he goes forward with this, because we already know Alan's motivations. Genryusai seems like he's catching on to Alan's motivations, and Luke is just trying to keep Alan in line. Luke is like the current head of the WNA, if I recall correctly. But there's only so much they can do, right? They're ninja. They are ninja trying to backstab each other. It is a grand game of chess, and it is a grand game of espionage, really, with Ninja versus Ninja and Alan, and the Oniwabanshu, you know, sneaking behind everybody. But it seems like the goal of capturing the Space Ninja was not to keep the kids safe. It's something for Alan's ulterior motive that we do not know yet. Or what he's going to do with Space Ninja, we do not know yet. And that is, I think, the scariest part of what gets pulled out of this episode, because while Alan does make a good point saying, oh yeah, the priority of the students is the most important thing at the beginning of the episode, and why we can't cancel the training because it would ruin how they've developed all these ninjas into, you know, competent shinobi power users over time. Alan makes a good point about that, but I also think he said that to keep Burton and Berecca alive outside of the WNA to do training, so it's easier to take them out, because he's still on them. He's still after them. Don't get me wrong. It's not that he doesn't want to go after them. It's that he doesn't want to go after them while they're inside the WNA, because then he looks really bad. So if an accident were to occur outside the WNA, it would be a very different situation, and I think him now having the Oniwabanshu capture a Space Ninja is going to provide some more data, some more research into what he's doing. Let me know what you all thought of this episode of the Ninjala anime down in the comments section below. And, of course, if you guys are enjoying this content, you guys already know what to do. Just make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because every week we've been doing the Ninjala anime, and I'm glad I've been able to at least keep up on it. Doing one episode of the Ninjala anime a week, making videos on it. It's fun. It's fun. It's what I do. You know what? If I, like I said, if I could make this full time, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I wouldn't just do Ninjala. I would do like a bunch of stuff. But Ninjala will always still hold a special place in my heart for all of this. So, which is why I like doing these anime reactions every week. Because again, while it's not the highest quality anime in the world, it's still fun. You know, it's still fun. There were still people in a team behind all the work they did, and you have to give credit where credit is due to the team. And it's just nice to see a more simple, and you know, it's nice to see a simpler anime sometimes rather than like all the over the top action. Well, I know a lot of people like the over the top action. I kind of like what the Ninjala anime is doing, because sometimes doing simple things is better. But I really like the storytelling of the Ninjala anime. I think the storyboard writers and the actual overall writers of the story and the devs definitely helping in terms of like writing episodes and in terms of lore. That's huge. I really appreciate that, and I really love the attention to detail that they've definitely given the Ninjala anime series. But that's all I gotta say about this episode. So like I said, I hope you all enjoyed. And until then, this is CAJ Man 777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.